Hi, I'm Kim Richards. I'm from Cedar Park, Texas. I have epilepsy and I'm age 49. I had my first seizure when I was 40 years old, so that was 9 years ago. It was a gelastic seizure. It was in my home and I was with my daughter. It was actually after the Aggie women won their very first basketball game and won the national championship. So I was really excited. I was sitting in my bed and I was searching online for the championship t-shirt with a laptop in my lap, and I fell over and kicked my legs, started laughing. My daughter came into my room to see what was wrong and called my parents for help. I am grateful that I had her in my life and I had my parents there to support me. During my seizure, I was partially aware. I realized that something was wrong. I could hear words around me. I knew that she was in the room. I didn't feel any pain, but I did know that there was movement around me and that I had fallen over to my side. I knew that there was a call for help to my parents, and I was aware enough that I could tell her to call my parents for help. I attended a very large church. Those people were able to help create a care calendar around me. They helped take me to my doctor's appointments. At the time, I did not have a diagnosis of epilepsy. I had a diagnosis of seizures. I had multiple MRIs, I had multiple EEGs, but they couldn't catch my epilepsy. I went through multiple medication trials. I lost my first doctor to a move. He actually moved away to start a new practice. So I saw another doctor. That doctor ended up not being the right one for myself either. So I saw another one. That doctor was not right for me either. I ended up just staying with a general practitioner. With all of that frustration, I ended up Googling a support group in my area, trying to find some kind of community for myself. That was 3 years ago. In that Google search, I found the Epilepsy Foundation of Central and South Texas. I filled out a form online and I was immediately contacted by Kathy Kramer, Social Services Coordinator in San Antonio. She connected me to an epileptologist in Austin, 2 programs with the Epilepsy Foundation, beginning with hopscotch to help my memory, and support groups here in Austin, which was a community of people that were just like me. My epileptologist in my first appointment was able to help diagnose me with epilepsy. I actually have it in my left temporal lobe. That was diagnosed by EEGs and an MRI. He increased my medication and he changed my medication, which reduced my seizures. Kathy also introduced me to Kim Martin. Kim Martin ran a program called Hopscotch. Hopscotch helped me with my memory. It gave me tips to remember to take my medication, to help me remember names and phone numbers and directions, and has really helped improve the quality of my life. The last thing was to connect me to support group, where I've met friends and a community of people just like me. Up until 2 years ago, I had never met anyone else that had epilepsy. So this was a great find for me, and I still meet with quite a few of those people online today. So anxiety and depression is a real thing for people with epilepsy. Uplift and PACEs have really helped me with that. Those are great tools and programs that the foundation offers here. I have learned how to use mindfulness on a daily basis just to relax. How to manage those symptoms of epilepsy, but it also can be a symptom of my medication or a side effect. So recognizing what is a side effect of just what's going on in my brain, or what is the cause of that medication, and how to manage that. I've gone through all of these programs with a program manager, Jessica Strong. I found a lot of benefit taking these programs with her and have even reduced my seizure activity. I participated in my first walk last year with Mission Kim Possible. This year, Mission Kim Possible is even bigger, and I attribute a lot of that to the fact that we're doing it online this year. I think that we have a broader net to cast because we are doing that virtual. I was able to use social media and to reach people that I never reached before and communicate with people who aren't right here locally who would want to participate. I have people in Illinois who are wanting to walk with me and who are wanting to participate in the local walk right here in the Austin area. So I'm very proud that Mission Kim Possible is going to be a huge team and that people are willing to donate on behalf of the mission and are willing to donate on behalf of me and on behalf of others who have epilepsy to the Epilepsy Foundation of Central South Texas. So 9 years ago when I had my first seizure, my daughter Sydney was my caregiver. She was there from the very beginning. I was a single parent. I also had my parents, but as a single mom, my daughter was there for me 100% of the time. She was a teenager in high school and saw pretty much everything. So she was there for every seizure that was happening in the evening. Because she loves me and because she cares for me, she saw a passion for people with epilepsy. She got an internship when she was in college, and that has led her to now work for the foundation, which I'm really proud of. So because she works for the foundation, she's now very involved in programs, and she does programs like seizure first aid for people. She's actually taught people in my family how to proper administer seizure first aid to myself. She will be soon teaching my church how to administer seizure first aid to people like me. So advice I would give if you were newly diagnosed is that epilepsy is always changing and epilepsy is yours. It's not what is mine or what is hers or his, it's yours. What your epilepsy looks like is different from anybody else's, and it could change. So be patient with you and be easy on yourself and seek out resources and seek out community. You will learn more from the people around you than you will from anybody else. I have found more peace and more knowledge in my support group and my friends than I have any other resource that I have had. So as an adult that contracted epilepsy, my life changed. But you can overcome and you can adapt to whatever hand is given you. So if you have epilepsy as an adult and say that your job changes or you can't drive, it's gonna be okay. So whenever you had your first seizure, it's gonna be okay. Just work with your team of doctors, work with the Epilepsy Foundation, and like I said before, take your meds. Use your community and love yourself.